decisive action is quite different from desperate action. And in the gospel text of today, what Jesus is calling us to is decisive action, not desperate action. He gives the example of the flood which occurred at the time of Noah. The world was sinful, and according to the story, God wanted to bring the world back to its senses by giving them this message through a flood. Noah was aware of God's plan because he was a man who lived decisively, not desperately. The others were focusing on everything else except on the preparation. They were becoming more selfish. They were becoming more self-centered. They were becoming no concern for others. In this circumstance, the flood came. The people were not ready. And because the people were not ready, Noah and those whom he took with him in the ark were saved. Noah took decisive, not desperate action. And so when the Lord gives this example of Noah, he is exhorting his disciples not to really be worried about a flood or a typhoon or any other natural calamity, because that will come when it has to come. What my response must be, I cannot control that natural calamity except to use what I have been given wisely and responsibly. If I keep abusing nature, if I keep destroying nature, it is very likely that those natural calamities will occur more often than they do now. And that is why at this moment, according to what Jesus exhorts his disciples, what is called for is decisive action. And decisive action means that I live a life that is other-centered. I live a life that shows its care for others and also shows its care for the environment. If I take decisive action in my life today, it is very likely that I will live a life that is fearless. I will live a life that is courageous. I will live a life that is pleasing to God. Will I take decisive action about everything I have to do today? Will I avoid any desperation on my path?